Hey, Craig Campbell's in the house.
Yeah.
Hey! Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Man, glad to be invited. Appreciate it.
All right, you have been a busy guy.
I have a lot busier this year than I was last year. But yeah, it's been good. I've been blessed. Been putting out music. Been tour dates are coming back. My girls are about to get back in school and doing their volleyball stuff and family trips. So yeah, it's been kind of wild the last couple of months, but I ain't complaining.
That is awesome. We had talked to people and we told people when you was coming on here, and we talked about the first time that we got to meet you. Laura was managing an independent artist by the name of Matthew Van Fossen, and he opened up for you at a bar called the Altar Bar in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Do you remember that venue?
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that venue. I mean, about that thing being some sort of former church or something, but when I was there, it didn't have any resemblance to a church at all.
I think the stained glass window up behind the stage was about the only remnant of what a church. It used to be a church, but the acoustics in there was fantastic, though.
Yeah, no, it sounded great. But yeah, it was a trip. I don't remember everything about that show, but I do remember having a good time.
Well, we had a great time, and we were fans of yours from but that just meeting you live and seeing that live performance, it just threw it over the top. Or we've been following you ever since and love everything that you've been putting out. And like I said, over 2020, I see a lot of you on the music side. You've put a lot of new music over 2020 and into 2021, and we've played a lot of it on here. But just love that music that you got coming out. Wave My Country Flag, love that. So, and of course, you got brand new music that you're working on, new single that you got out, Never Mind, and you put out a video with that. So, want to tell us a little bit about that?
Well, Never Mind, yeah, it was written during COVID. I had this idea for this song, but I never could make it make sense. I had the whole "Never Mind, You Were Never Mine," but every time I tried to write it, it just didn't work. So finally, one day I woke up and was like, "Wait a minute, I get it! I finally get it!" And I threw it out to some co-writer friends of mine that day, and they loved it. And we chased it down, and we wrote it. I feel like we wrote us a good song. And when we demoed it and recorded it, we were like, "Man, this actually sounds really good too." So. I fell in love with it. My wife fell in love with it. Everybody that heard it, they seemed like they were excited about it. So we decided to release it, and not only that, just put some muscle behind it, send it out to radio, see what they thought.
And I saw that you guys you wrote that over Zoom. Is that how you guys got things done?
Yeah.
How was
terrible? I a bunch of songs during COVID on Zoom like this, and it was terrible. I hated it. I hated every minute of it, but we ended up writing some good songs last year. Yeah, so I won't. I'm not gonna knock it just because of that. But then the video, I knew I wanted my wife in it. I knew that I had the storyline in my head. We wanted to be kind of close to the lyric itself. So I called my friend Mike Haggerty, who was a filmmaker, and I said, "Hey man, what you think about making this video?" And he was like, "Let's go." And I think he crushed it. Mindy was in it, and she crushed it as well. So very proud of this music video.
Where was it filmed?
On the beaches of Fort Myers, Florida, down in Fort Myers.
That's awesome. The video is awesome. I posted the video earlier in the week on our page, so everybody get a chance to take a look at it. It absolutely turned out well. It's fantastic. And we talked about earlier that, as we introduced you coming in earlier in the show, is that you're an independent artist now.
I am 100% independent. There's only one person I need to check in with, and that's Mindy, my wife.
Well, if it's like you, lose my boss, I have to do what the boss says.
Yeah, as far as decisions being made, man, we don't have to go to ask nobody for nothing anymore. We can do what we want to do, when we want to do it, how we want to do it, and we can do it a lot faster than a record label too. So, if you'd asked me 5 years ago, how would I feel about not having a record deal? It probably would have scared me, But I never thought I could be this happy making music and being able to do what I wanted to with it.
I hear that a lot from artists sorry, you can't see me, Craig, but I hear that a lot from artists where it seems like people strive to become a part of the Nashville scene and get, the big dream is always to get a record deal. And then you talk with artists who have been through that, and the grass isn't always greener on the other side. So I'm happy to hear that you're able to do what makes you happy.
No, I don't think I could have done this 10 years ago.
Right.
The fact that there's streaming services and you can upload and put your music out all on your own and with social media things. It's just a different game these days, and fortunately I was able to build a good fan base. But yeah, you don't need a record label these days outside of just needing a record label to fund everything.
Right.
That's pretty much all a record label is good for these days.
Yeah, because there's definitely a lot of artists out there that is producing great music on their own. So it is good to hear. There's no, because it used to be that if you didn't get that deal, there was a stigma that you just weren't that great of an artist, and that is not the case. There's tons of great talent, and of course here at Tiki Man Radio, the backbone of our station is the independent artist, because we give the airplay when they're still trying to get up there to where they want to be, but we give them an audience, and I think that's what everybody just really wants.
And God bless y'all for doing it. There are a lot of people out there that are amazing singers and songwriters and musicians, and to go a little bit further with what you said, people have that idea that if you didn't get a record deal, you're not that good. Hey, there's a lot of people with record deals selling out arenas that suck.
You are right about that.
I will agree with that.
A lot of those guys and girls couldn't sit down and grab a guitar and play around a campfire. They just it's all manufactured. So it's very very deflating whenever you witness that. And you're trying to do some of the same things, but you just don't get those opportunities. It sucks, but at the same time, I learned a long time ago that there's only I'm the only one in my race. I'm not trying to compete against those guys or those girls or anybody. I'm running my race, and that's it.
And ultimately, you're doing it for the love of the music.
Absolutely.
All right.
Sure.
Well, how about we take a break? We play that new single, yours, Nevermind, and then we'll come back. We'll finish talking about that and talk about some other things that you're into.
Come on.
All right, here's Nevermind, Craig Campbell.
It ain't no surprise I ain't heard from you. Did you make it to California or get high in Crested Butte? You were always headed for somewhere new. I know you're out there doing what you do. Never mind, we couldn't leave each other alone. Couldn't take our hands off each other. Never mind that we were right where we belong. Every day of that sugar sand summer, you were always gonna say goodbye. A gypsy born to fly. Never mind that I was all yours. You were never mine. No, I ain't mad. It is what it is. I do it all again with someone who knows how to live. On the edge of a high wire, ain't nothing I wouldn't give for just one more low-tide moonlight kiss. Never mind, we couldn't leave each other alone. Couldn't take our hands off each other. Never mind that we were right where we belong. Every day of that sugar sand summer, alone. Couldn't take our hands off each other, never mind that we were right where we belong. Every day that sugar sand summer, you were always gonna say goodbye. A gypsy born to fly, never mind that I was all yours. You were never mine. Yeah, I finally realized you were never mine. No, you were never mine.
Oh, that is the new single by Craig Campbell, Never Mind. That is a great song.
Man, I appreciate it. I got to do a lot of things on that song that I had never been able to do. You know, I keep talking about being restrained by a record label, but you know, I played on this record. I sang harmony on this record. I produced it. I did it all, and I always felt like I was capable. But they never would let me do it. So.
Well, great job. I tell you what, we love all that new music that's coming out. And you said touring's coming back, so you getting back out on the road?
Yeah, man. Touring's coming back. I'm off for the next couple of weeks, but these last few months have been pretty crazy. And then the fall is starting to shape up pretty good. So yeah, we're loving it. I mean, like I said earlier, we was talking about how 2020 was hurt a lot of people, and especially us. I mean, in our situation, I was ready to keep playing. It didn't. You know, this whole COVID thing. We can talk about that, and I probably have a very unpopular opinion about it. But whenever the venues shut down, we have no choice.
Right.
Right.
So. I'm glad to see it coming back.
Well, absolutely. And I see that one of the places you're going to be playing some gigs there in Nashville here soon.
Yep. Actually going to be playing here I got a few things. There's one thing that I'm doing I can't even talk about because they have kept the lineup a secret, but I'm playing the Nashville Palace next week. And then the week after that, I'm playing the Grand Ole Opry.
Awesome.
So, yeah. A couple of Nashville dates coming up.
Awesome. Now I hear that you are you have some business adventures that you're looking at, and that you really like coffee.
I do love coffee. I've had a dream of opening a coffee shop for probably 5 or so years, and I finally talked my wife into it. She didn't want to do it for a while, and finally I showed her what I had in mind, and when I showed her a place that I felt like was very close to what I envisioned for ourselves, she loved it, and she said, "There's only two ways I'll do this. It's got to be downtown Eagleville, right here where we live, and we have to own the building."
Right.
She said, "I don't want to leave the building," and we got. And I believe things happen for a reason. I believe God intervenes and helps when we need help. And we found this place right. I'm talking about that. We only have one light here in Eagleville, and we're on the corner at that light. I wanted to be downtown, and I can't get no more downtown than I am.
That's fantastic.
Well, that's awesome. So we love our coffee here at Tiki Man Radio. Matter of fact, Beach Buddha Coffee is the official coffee of Tiki Man Radio. So I think maybe we need to hook them up with you and let you try some of their coffee.
I'm all about it. We're going to have great coffee, and we're going to be very competitive with our prices. It's also going to be a music venue as well. So we're excited about that. It's going to be called the Grindstone Cowboy.
I love it.
I love that.
I love it. I think we're going to be having to take a road trip as soon as you get it open.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure.
That's a perfectly cool name.
Sorry, Golden. I had you muted there, Golden. Apologize about that.
Well, that was a very cool name for coffee, though. That's great.
That is. So why don't tell everybody where we can get your music at?
Man, I'm everywhere. You can go anywhere you listen to music, whether it be streaming or downloads or wherever. YouTube, just look up Craig Campbell, and there I am.
Awesome. Do you have a website that you can order directly from?
We got the website craigcampbell.tv. A lot of people they're able to keep up with me through social media, and all of my social media is at Craig Campbell TV. So yeah, that's Instagram, Twitter, Facebook.
Because that's one of the things we do here is if you have a route to be able to buy the music directly from the artist, we always encourage people to do that, because we know when you start buying it from streaming services and things like that, well, let's just face it, you're not making crap off those downloads. So we always suggest people, if you can go directly buy from the artist, that way the artist is getting that money and getting the reaping the rewards of his hard labor.
Yeah, I mean. That's a great thing. However, I don't have a way to buy it directly from me.
Okay.
And honestly, the last 7 songs I've put out, I own them. So actually, I'm in a lot better position than artists that do not own their music.
Awesome. Because I know you said that whenever you left the label and became independent, you got to bring all your music with you.
Right. And I don't think I'll ever give the ownership away again.
That is awesome. Well, Craig, we'll let you fly. We greatly appreciate you coming on the show and telling us about your music. Keep up what you're doing, because we absolutely love it 110%.
Man, I appreciate y'all. Thank you for loving the music, and thanks for letting me hang out with y'all for a little bit.
All right, we're going to leave you.
You're welcome anytime.
We are going to leave you with another new single that he put out there is Good Things Come to Those Who Drink.
Yes, they do.
If your work week has been too long,